Congratulations to Trend to Kill for winning the MCB tournament. Your hard work and dedication truly paid off. And special shoutouts to Vvitch and Apex, who represented India with incredible skill and determination. And we have a video message from Apex and Vvitch in this video. I also want to extend my gratitude to SM Hirdoy Hassan for approaching me and making these live streams and videos happen.
Hello everyone, this is Apex from T2K. I am very happy to be part of MCB tournament and representing India. The matches were quite intense and I am very proud of how my team played. And also I am very excited to be part of MSC wildcard representing India. And also special thanks to Kazuki Official for restreaming our matches. It was very fun. Thank you everyone.
Hi everyone, Vvitch here from T2K. Playing in the MCB tournament was really exciting, and competing against those talented players was really nice. And thanks to Kazuki for streaming our matches. Really appreciate it. I hope to perform well in the MSC grand stage representing India through T2K. And thank you for all the support.
Thank you Apex and Vvitch for those words. You guys were too kind there. Now let's jump into the video. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we are analyzing and breaking down the finals between Trend to Kill and 4 Mericals Esports. The MCB Season 3 comes to an end. We saw a lot of things happening, from a clean sweep by T2K to an epic comeback made by 4 Mericals Esports. The match sure was intense and entertaining to watch. So come and join us as we break down the finals of MLBB Champion Battle. Okay. As this was the best of 7 game series, covering them all in detail will require a great amount of time, so let's look at the highlights, especially the best and deciding moments of the match. Okay. In the first game, the drafting phase faced some technical issue, but the picks for both of the teams were Angela, Kerry, Kaja, Yuzong and Roger from the side of T2K, and Nathan, Arlord, Bakshia, Matilda and Chip from the side of 4 Merical. Both of the drafts didn't have proper mage in the mid lane, but 2 supports in his roamer and mid, which was quite interesting to see. Okay. The first turtle fight, Masarab gets the first blood onto Matilda, and Yaiko gets turtle, but Masarab also gets taken down. 4 Mericals Esports managed to find those pickoffs through the early game to mid, having 7 kills to their name, but T2K still managed to have the goal lead.
Nice.
By the 7th minute, 4 Mericals Esports turns the tide in their favor with a healthy goal lead and also taking out both and top lane turrets. With some skirmishes in between, 4 Merical don't throw their goal till the first load and try for inhibitor push. But T2K managed to defend it without losing any turrets.
Nice.
T2K sets up an ambush onto Chip's beacon and finds Xerox, and 4 Merical, while trying to save him, falls down, and T2K was able to come back in the game with the next load and take down all the inhibitors for the side of 4 Merical. Next load fight, Lunatic Panda from 4 Merical secures the load, and we have this chaotic team fight with both the teams split apart. With the load marching in, Yaiko and Bobe decides to go for push from bot lane, but Gonigon decides to go for mid push. With his insane burst damage, takes down Vvitch even with Bobe's ult. Both Yaiko and Gonigon have a moment of hesitation, but with the load on their side, Gonigon goes for the push and ends the match. What a chaotic, intense way to end the first game. In Game 2, the bench from the side of 4 Mericals Esports were Harith, Fanny, Ling, Xberg and Minotaur. And T2K banned Matilda, Yuzong, Angela, Nathan and Akai. The picks from the side of T2K were Carmilla, Terizla, Luo Yi, Moscow and Fredrin. And 4 Merical responded with Chip, Kerry, Bakshia, Noveria and Tammuz. The drafts were decent, but the game was completely dominated by T2K. From the early game, the connection from Masarab and Bobe helped T2K to gain the early advantage. Yaiko on Fredrin goes unmatched in the objectives, with gaining a huge fat lead and increasing it even further with the great amount of poke damage they have. The game almost goes on so perfectly for T2K that it makes 4 Merical looks weak, but having the hard burden they have on their shoulders, try to put a fight. But by the 8-minute 20-second mark, we can see 3 levels of experience gap between both the junglers, showing how Lunatic Panda was denied resources through the early to mid game. T2K take the first load easily, and with the load marching in, they take out all the inhibitors. Being so behind in the gold, 4 Merical fails to defend the Nexus, and T2K takes the game with a perfect score of 13-0, showing a hint of their capabilities and things they can pull off. We enter Game 3 with the energies high and T2K banning Minotaur, Matilda, Angela, Nathan and Akai, while picking Hayabusa, Moscow, Lunox, Terizla and Chip. 4 Merical bans Harith, Fanny, Fredrin, Ling and Nolan, and picks off Roger, Luoi, Baksha, Grok and Exburg. The game takes gears with the first turtle fight and it falling into the hands of T2K, and eventually even getting a kill and gold lead too. Next turtle fight, T2K secures it again and put 4 Mericals at the back foot. But 4 Merical is very close with the amount of kills they had. Even though it looked like they were a bit behind in gold lead, but 4 Merical and Team T2K were neck to neck. T2K starts to play aggressively in the mid game, trying to gank every now and then, but is responded beautifully from the side of 4 Mericals, maintaining the kill score almost neck to neck. From the next turtle fight, T2K starts to capitalize on the gold difference they have onto 4 Mericals who were completely zoned out. This is where T2K turns the tides in their favor, increasing gold lead by catching members from 4 Mericals off guard, as well as capitalizing the map control by taking turrets. What was amazing to see was Apex being the highest damage dealer in the side of T2K at this point, taunting and trying to flex on his enemies. This led to a smooth mid to late transition for T2K and getting the first load. Though they could not end it with the first one, the goal gap between both the teams was clearly visible at this point. The second load gets spawned up, 4 Mericals tries to go for a sneaky play, but gets spotted by Apex again, and with a wonderful penalty zone from Masaraf combined with reap damage from Vvitch takes the upper hands on the fight. This results in 4 Merical forced to retreat, but the minions coming in from 2 lanes. T2K secure Game 3 to their name. In Game 4, 4 Merical bans Yuzong, Nolan, Ling, Chip and Fanny, and grabs up Hayabusa, Walid, Akai, Terizla and Nathan. T2K bans Harith, Angela, Fredrin, Matilda and Minotaur, and takes up Novaria, Carmilla, Moscow, Arlot and Martis. The game starts with Carmilla and Novaria going for an early invade and almost taking out Lunatic Panda. T2K secured the first turtle, but 4 Merical still latch on to the gold lead they had. The second turtle spawns, 4 Merical are positioned perfectly to zone out entire T2K team. Meanwhile, Lunatic Panda goes for the split push. This was an excellent display of coordinated team efforts and quick thinking from the side of 4 Mericals Esports, which resulted in them winning the fight and getting a good gold lead onto T2K, forcing them back. T2K tries to respond by catching 4 Mericals separately and try to equalize the gold. But Nathan, being so fed at this point, along with Hybrid on Terizla, steals the entire mid-game away. 4 Merical secures the first load easily but does not manage to take down any inhibitors, but keeps T2K off the bay with the map advantage they have. T2K tried to contest for the second load, but Gonigon, being a fat boy, obliterates the whole of T2K down with his Nathan and eventually the Nexus to secure Game 4. And 2-2 score for both teams, intensifying the heat of the moment even more. All games have been explosive so far. Let's head into game numbers 5's draft, where we see Hayabusa, Claude, Akai, Angela and Nathan being banned from the side of T2K. And Team 4 Mericals Esports have banned Fanny, Harith, Luoyi, Ling and Yuzong. All the bans from both the teams have been justified and this was looking good, and both teams are not joking around this time. We see Fredrin, Lunox, Moscow, Carmilla and Xberg being picked by the team T2K. This team is perfectly balanced, and having that Fredrin and Xberg, it just puts them in a better position. From the side of 4 Merical, we see a Chip, Wally, Terisla, Brody and Nolan. While this still being a solid draft, the Nolan picks from Panda is still questionable, as Nolan really lacks the damage that he needs, especially against a Fredrin. We see another pose. We are tired of all the poses brought in by both teams. When the game finally starts, we don't see anything exciting happening. Both the teams just focused on farming, and the early game is just slow. Teams are trying to build momentum. We see that even Turtle isn't being contested by both teams. Yahiko grabs it without retribution. Both the teams at this stage are just trying to focus and build momentum to start a big team fight, where we don't see many people engaging in fights, except Apex trying to stole the blue on Nolan, maybe. Although there was some pressure in the mid lane because all the roam and mage heroes were mid laners. Until 3 minutes of the game, we don't see any fights until we see Vvitch making an aggressive move, but instantly get punished for it. But Yahiko and Apex swoop and takes BBC down. Team T2K just builds the gold that they have established, and they have taken the next turtle and the load. With the first load, take the map opens up for the Team T2K. The Team T2K has a great gold lead, and we do see Nolan is just struggling to make impact, even though he had a decent amount of gold farmed up. The Team T2K and take the evolved load, and unable to do anything, the game just ends. This game was clearly on the side of Team T2K, as Nolan was a very bad pick against so many tanky heroes. Whatever strategy that Team 4 Mericals Esports had planned, it didn't work, which made the game 3-2, offsetting the score. The Team T2K was on the match point, and 4 Mericals Esports on the do or die match. Time to move on to game number 6. This match was set out to be one of the most intense matches that is going to be panned out. In the drafting phase, we see Team 4 Merical band of Fanny, Ling, Chip, Carmilla and Minotaur, and Team T2K remove Harith, Angela, Nathan, Yuzong and Moscow. Both the teams remove all the annoying heroes from the draft, setting the stage for a very interesting draft. Team 4 Merical pick up Fredrin, Matilda, Akai, Arlord, Bruno, and Team T2K pick up Terisla, Lunox, Grok, Carry and Barretts. Both the teams have great drafts, but Team 4 Merical did lack some early game damage if we look at the draft. Let's head into the match. Since it is do or die match, we do see some aggression from Team 4 Merical during the early game. But since they lack the damage, they have no choice but to disengage. Throughout the early game, we see Team 4 Merical looking for openings. They were not able to turn around their movements. But during the first turtle fight, we do see Team 4 Merical go down by 2 as they don't have the damage or the momentum built yet. Team T2K also secures the turtle, building up their lead. The match keeps going on and we see Team T2K keeps building their goal lead. But during the second turtle, Gonigon does something crazy. He secures the turtle for Team 4 Mericals Esports. The game just moves on and we see another annoying pause. But the game begins again around 6-minute mark and we see the Team T2K being aggressive, trying to put pressure on as they already have the goal lead. And suddenly when Gonigon has his items back, we see Team 4 Mericals Esports clapping back. Hybrid has some amazing all-out reflexes, to be honest. From being down 1-7, Team 4 Merical pulls out a Merical with Hybrid and Gonigon taking charge and turning the game on this head. And for the first load, even though Team 4 Merical lose Hybrid and Gonigon, they managed to secure the load. Team T2K trying to push before Gonigon spawns, but they were just able to grab the inner mid lane tower. From this point of time, any team fight that happens, Gonigon has excellent positioning and it makes it almost impossible to kill. Four Merical are able to secure the load, but it couldn't do much as Team T2K are able to defend it easily. This game ends up being a proper roller coaster as till the end you couldn't really say what's going to happen. But in the end, due to Gonigon's damage, Team 4 Merical pulls off the unthinkable and secures game number 6, pushing the game to game number 7. Time for the final game. This game is going to be intense and we all can't wait for the game to continue. Time to head into the draft. We see an Angela, Nathan, Hilda, Bruno and Moscow ban from the side of Team T2K. Team 4 Mericals Esports dish out a ban of Harith, Fanny, Chip, Terizla and Ling. And for the picks, we see Fredrin, Lonox, Carmilla, Roger and CC grabbed by Team T2K. And Team 4 Merical grabs Matilda, Akai, Arlot, Carey and Faramis. The draft is done and we can see that the draft is dipping in the side of 4 Mericals Esports. The early game starts off and we don't see much action until the turtle fight, where we see Aiko securing the turtle with some excellent retrieve skills, which puts Team 4 Merical at a very early disadvantage. With this advantage, we see Team 4 Merical being punished hard as the Fredrin starts invading Akai and denying the farm even more, which just puts them into an even greater advantage. The first blood is secured by Vvitch. With the farm down and 4 Merical at a very bad spot, Team T2K just punishes Team 4 Merical, which puts them in a very bad spot. From the 5-minute to 9-minute mark, we don't see any kills and Team T2K at 8.8k gold lead. At the 9-minute mark, we see Gonigon take Apex and Hybrid gets taken down by Vvitch. Team T2K takes the first load, but since it's just an 8-minute load, 4 Merical are able to defend it. But because of the difference in gold, they aren't able to do much. Then T2K takes the evolved load and Vvitch just goes into the crazy mode and gets Maniac. As the game ends in favor of Team T2K, which makes them the MCB champs, securing a spot in MSC wildcard. So guys, did you join our live streams? What do you think about the match between these two teams? Comment down all your answers below. So that will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.